Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me Matt. We have a 2-2 for you all here on the map French Hedgerows. I've not a lot of cover, well apart from the specific areas obviously, but it's very leafy out here in the open. On the eastern front however, for the players. Represent die Wehrmacht today. We have Smokey going straight against the Fallschirmjäger Division. And we also have arranged Karma as Ostdivision. This should be fascinating to see. Meanwhile, we represent the Soviet Union today. We have Kiam as Mthis straight at the gates. And Brainbok as Tank Destroyer. Ooh. It should be fascinating to see. I just came in from bicycling from my job, so to speak. So, yeah, I'm a little bit cold and warming up. And the best way to warm up, I suppose, is watching a Company of Heroes 2 match on Spearhead. And casting it. I suppose I'll at least get my voice going. See how everything goes. But I will apologize for my sniffles if you hear them, because it is pretty cold at the moment. I have the Germans just moving up with some Grenadiers and Volksgrenadier. Nothing too special. So it's the same for the Luftwaffe, but we are getting a Luftwaffe Luftpioneer squad. So the Germans are moving very far ahead here. It's a very open map with many leaf areas. But there are some areas with covers we can see. So it's could easily get the munitions here, not munitions, fuel here quick. Just to get this cutoff point. Oh, first shots fired. On some pioneers down here, looks like these sappers managed to find a broken down tank to stand up behind. Giving them the edge here cover wise. Yeah, seeing Fontaviki come into the field as well as a Jeep. Now the Soviets just need to get the connection point, yeah? Unless it is connected? It might be connected here. Yeah, it's not really thinking, so it might be full unconnected. Just in case the Soviets are getting their actual cutoff point now. We also have a big trench area down here, but there's also one similar up there, so a lot of big areas with a lot of covers on the north and south of the map. Although I've obviously turned the map, so it will not be the same for your experience depending on how you turn the camera, I suppose. Keep opening up with its Dushka. Soviet 50 caliber machine gun. Pretty handy to have early on, actually. You need 2 motor strategy, I think, getting that Jeep with the Dushka. Soviets are spreading more Fontaviki down along the roads, well, hedgerows. Going into the open fields. Probably aiming to flank here shortly. And yes, moving up with an anti-tank rifle grenade. Ooh, they just miss, but they do manage to damage the engine somewhat. The Soviets just gonna try to overrun the southern flank here. Luftlander forces also arriving. Well, not Luftlander, but Luftpioneers. Fallschirm Pioneer. So the Soviets are gonna try and cut them off. As the Russians just arrive here en masse. Yeah, a large bunch of Soviets getting around. I think the Germans might have to get out of there. Yeah, well, the Germans are not really advancing the other flank. They're gonna try and attempt it now, though, realizing that both Soviet players are down here. Ooh, the Dushka's getting some flanking shots. Got hit by an anti-tank rifle grenade, though. But these German troops are not holding up too well. They're being thrown. But the trench network is getting overrun. Panzer's running up the trench. Oh, grenade finishes them off first. So the Soviets have secured a southern trench network. Ooh, one machine gun being captured out here in the open. Caught by the Fontaviki. Have to run away quick. Well, machine gun has to sit up quickly out in the open, just I think. Yeah, Fontaviki realize they don't want to be there. Like, so it looks like the German infantry trying to push up over here. Couple of Volksgrenadier on the move. Maximus not pointing towards them. But it has been an opening the Ostdivision can leverage if they can act quickly. Ooh, this Maximus going to be in trouble. They're being flanked there. Steel hand grenade being thrown. killing the entire team. And going for the Russian fuel point. So it's just gonna keep a conscript squad to man the trench by the looks of it. Also a Maxim coming down here, I suppose. The Soviets definitely need some more presence in the north now all of a sudden. Because they've been cut off entirely. Minefields quickly being laid down here by the German infantry, which they're capable of doing after all. Mines being a very reliable thing to do for the German army. There's a shoe meaning. But that's also an S-mine, my bad. Lots of S-mines going up here to just try and prevent the Soviets from making a comeback. Honestly, the Germans don't even need to worry about the southern trench at the moment. As long as they can keep the cut-off points here. The Soviets are still getting some munitions though, for that munitions point. They're not out of it yet.
We can now commandeer structures for use as command posts. Forward headquarters are now available. New units are ready to deploy.
They have a Maxim stolen here. Now in German hands. Another minefield being played here quickly. Or an attempt to, but they spot the Soviets trying to get around the flank. Trying to get behind the Stuk if they can. Might be too late though. Oh no, it looks like it will work out, potentially. Grenades being thrown. They do manage to take out the Fontoviki, but the Grenadiers are suffering heavily. And then we also have some guards on the field now. Unique guards available to tank destroy, I believe. These guys actually have the ability to sneak. They could be pretty useful in the fields here. Fontoviki kind of grabbing the DPM off the ground. Officer arriving here for the motorized. Just Khajiit and Maxim remains down here. Just keeping an eye on the trench network. Not a lot of movement from the Luftwaffe at the moment, but we do have a Fallschirmjäger squad trying to dig in by the fuel points. Yeah, with double FT-42s, that's a very lethal squad. So that's securing a bit of the northern territory. There is a machine gun and MG-42 hold up here. And he's moving up again to the front line, probably heading towards the northern trench network. Luftwaffe forces now moving ahead here. The Fallschirmjägers with their weapons riding a little bit forwards. Lots of mines still, but the Soviets do have a minesweeper. But the sappers out in the open. And the Fallschirmjägers are going to be very lethal. Especially at long range with the FT-42s. But it is a lot of Soviets, but there is a minefield still. Yeah. That makes that approach really impossible at the moment, I think, for the Soviet Union. So it's going to try and flank them now with the guards. Fallschirmjägers moving very up, just as another force of Soviets arrive. They're about to be surrounded, potentially.
What do you need? Under infantry.
They're being somewhat surrounded, but they're doing their best here. Throwing a fragmentation grenade. Also in return. Oh, catching them in a pretty bad spot there. And the guards are pretty decent with the rifles. We also have a T-7 here arriving. Ooh, but now the FT-42s can into the guards. We also have a 2-2-2 up here. And this guard squad does have a PTRS on him. Ooh, Fallschirmjägers have taken heavy hits, so... Ooh, PPSA just sent out to the Volksgrenadier. Unique upgrade to them if you're playing as Ostdivision. Gives them a lot of firepower. They do take down that 2-2-2 though. The guards, despite the situation, did do a lot of work. Now they're just being so completely suppressed and pinned by the submachine guns. T-70 trucks driving over the minefields.
Enemy forces captured.
No Panzerfaust have been handed out yet.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
Cancer shot loaded. Doesn't hit anything. We have an airdrop here with some new weapons for the Luftwaffe. Looks like the Volksgrenadiers have managed to secure the center point despite being under fire. The T-70 is not the best at dealing with infantry after all.
Guards troops ready for action.
But its singular DPM can still do something, I suppose. They're still not making any pushes for the northern trench. Southern trench network is still firmly in Russian hands. Yes, the Siberians on the field. Unique unit available to tank destroyer like their guards. Cannot sneak, however, but really good if you play with winter maps on with the winter effects, as they do not suffer from blizzards. We have some Udon on the field, unique to Motor Strelki, elite Soviet infantry. Very costly though, arriving in an armored car.
You need something demolished?
Minesweepers are probably gonna try and clear out this minefield as well. The bunker cannot fire, it's lost its gunner. I think the Soviets could safely go in there to try and just take the field point back. Because they're waiting for the guards and the Siberians though. E-70 holding up here still. On the open fields. Taking out the haystacks. Attack fort has been manned though. Taking out the T-70 one shot.
Detection of enemy vehicles can now be achieved.
Now I have to deal with the Siberians and the guards. Like, the Siberians are pretty decent infantry, so one should be afraid of them. Oh, Left missed. He might have a flanking attempt though. And he's trying to open fire here in the flank. And he has been forced back. That was good safety work on taking the point. Pack is now without any protection. There's a light infantry gun nearby, however. Ooh, there's also 7042. Siberians and guards took heavy hits. They have. Oh, Siberians down! Will the same happen to the guards? Looks like they might make it. Just making a push down the main road here. PPSH and PPSH soon. But Volksgrenadiers seem to win that fight. But he's somewhat forcing either side to try and take cover behind the hedgerows. Now the Volksgrenadiers go in the offensive. Fallschirmjägers opening fire again with the FGs. Very lethal, especially against these Soviets out in the open. We also have some Fallschirm pioneers here. The officers really just ensuring they keep fighting though. Well, I think they didn't remove the officer auras, so they don't actually get buffed by being near the officer anymore. Ooh, light infantry gun takes out the cover there. Gonna force the Soviets to run off. E-5476 in the field for the Soviet Union.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Take off for both Germans. They might soon go for earlier tanks. Although early is a copious term. We are 14 minutes in. But T-3476 could be a problem for them. Siberians on the flank here. Taking out the crew of that light infantry gun. More mines trying to be laid here. But we do have the Udon moving up here. Lots of elite infantry from the Soviet Union today. So the T-34 might go for the northern flank potentially. Promise the Germans do have lots of Panzerfaust ready for some of them. Actually, they have for all of them now. The T-34 doesn't want to get close to them. And he's trying to sneak or crawl up through the wheat here. The wheat. Boscony is also trying to flank around. Putting a high explosive shell. Ooh, Panzerfaust does not go off there yet. But now they're chasing down that Cis gun. There's a lack of infantry to support them. And now the T-34 is in trouble. Yep. Ooh, pack gun could turn around and quickly take out this armored car. Ooh, yep. Not good for the Soviet Union. Also, yes, Russia up here with their PPSHs. Guards to dodge the enemy grenade though. Well, the Germans are moving up through the center road. Guards have to get out of there. Boscony is being very lethal with their PPSHs.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Also, a Grenadier squad here with two scopes, Sturmgewehrs. Trying to prevent the sappers from taking the fuel points. Firing a rifle grenade. The Soviet Union definitely feels like it's on the back foot here. Double Panzer 4-8 is coming up here now for the Luftwaffe. Capture Boider Panzer T-34 for Ostdivision, as well as the Stuk G. Makes a lot of sense. I think those Panzers might be enough to just break through the Soviets now at this point. Lots of PPSHs with stick magazines and out to the Fontaviki here. Trying to lay some sandbags at the edge of the river. The best move. Oh, they have some Fontaviki waiting though. And that's gonna be a lot of Fontaviki here. And that's a lot of Fontaviki with a lot of submachine guns. Looks like none of the German squads died off entirely. Need some more sappers with some minesweepers to deal with it. Siberians moving up here again. Get some Fontaviki support. Looks like there's still a machine gun out holding the trench. Shooting the stolen Maxim from long ago. The double Panzer force are now relocating down here. They might prepare to do a flank of some kind. Oh, but around the trench network, that could also happen.
What do you need?
Ooh, they found a spot with no mines. Take the point with. Be good there for the Soviets. Boider Panzer now moving to the northern flank here. Armed with high explosive shells. Which you can do with the Boider Panzer. But it will not be able to fight the Soviet T-34 if it's armed with high explosives only at the moment. Boider Panzer being shot at, I think. Panzer force are overrunning the trench network down here. Only a light infantry gun to try and fight them off. Well, a light AT gun. It's not gonna do enough to a Panzer 4H. Never mind, it actually did do something. Panzer's gonna try and flank. Keep taking out here. Explosive loaded here. Taking out the crew of that small AT gun. For the north flank still holding on. Boider Panzer has switched to AP shells. We do have a Stuk with some Volksgrenadier support. Ooh, can the T-34 be enough here? The Beards are definitely keeping the post grenadiers at bay for now. Panzer grenadiers up behind too, but they got hit by a shell from the Captain Infantry gun. T-44 pushing up. Good try explosive shells. That's a Panzerfaust trying to be used. Managed to get off. Stuk managed to get a shot down on the T-44. That's it. That might have been the pack actually. Oh, so it's a losing this front line. The Panzer force was pushed up on the southern flank while this has all occurred. That's not looking good for the Soviet Union all of a sudden. Captured point, the Panzer does go down. But Soviets are having a hard time mobilizing a front line. Or he's stabilizing one at the moment. Especially with the Germans now pushing on the southern flank again here. Ooh, Panzer 4. Can use his machine guns at the front though. Going down all the Soviets. You managed to take out the Grenadier squad though that was trying to capture the area.
Infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
More Panzer force being prepared. We are going to see a T-4045 coming out. So we definitely need that to try and fight against all the Panzer force.
Yes, comrade.
Captain Infantry gun is being pulled back. Cis gun is being recruited. Truck train to the front line here now for the Soviet Union. Germans are advancing along the southern flank with their Panzer IV support. Almost in range of the Soviet base.
Our command post is under assault.
Actually, they are in range of the Soviet base now, technically.
Fire on this position. The enemy has cut off a sector.
Raid assault going towards the cover here. '85 is almost ready for action. That's a lot of T-34s. Oh, good shot from the Sisto.
Guards troops are standing by.
Ooh, and big shell on the gun itself.
Tank guns.
85 is going to have to really work overtime here.
Ready for combat.
Be very careful. Machine guns keep surprising the Soviet infantry. Oh, 85 takes out one of the Panzer force.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
On the northern flank, the Soviets are somewhat pulling back into a better position, I think. Panzer force doing another Panzer march. Panzer 176. Looks like some mines have been laid here quick. Eagle mine to try and stop the 85. Oh, we might try to shoot through the terrain. Did, but did not penetrate. Bounced off the side skirts. Somehow. Oh, took one out there. Oh, Panzerfaust might go off here. Oh, he managed to back off in time. Not looking good still though, I think. Eagle mine has not been detected yet. Panzer 4 pushes up here. Luke pushing up as well with some Panzer Grenadiers. 85 now driving here. Might drive over the Riegel. Yep. And one Riegel line is all it takes. Very cheap too, so it's very effective. Stuk moving up here. I don't think the T-3 are going to stop it. And indeed, the Surge surrender at this point. A short and good match, I think. And I certainly seem to enjoy the action. I hope you do too. Until next time, everyone. Bye bye.